Hello Divination and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to install and use our free global header and footer template for Divi's influencer layout pack. This is the final result we're aiming to achieve. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. All right. So the first thing we need to do is to go to this post. I'll add the link in the video description below. So when you get to this post, you want to scroll down and download this layout pack. So I'm going to come over here and click on get it for free. And here we have this option where you can add your email. So I'm just going to add my email address here. Next, I'm going to click on download. Now this is going to download all my files. So the next step now is to just click here on this button, which says download the files. And this now has been downloaded. So right away, the next thing you want to do is to go in and find this file. And once you found it, you want to unzip it. Okay, so let's go ahead and unzip it. So I'm going to double click. And there you go. So now you can see we have this template. All right. So I'm just going to push this over here to the side because what we need to do now is to go to our site. So this is my website. I'm in the admin dashboard. So scroll all the way down here until you get to Divi and then click on theme builder. Now, you know that file that we unzipped. What you need to do is to click here on portability and you want to click on the import tab and then just click here on the file, or you can just drag it onto that place. So I'm going to click here and drag it. Now it's time to import it. So I'm going to go ahead and import. All right. So now the header and the footer has been added onto my website. So the next thing I need to do here is to save changes. Now, before I do anything, I just want to make sure that everything is working fine. So I'm just going to open my site in a new tab and here we go. So now I can see that I have a header here. And if I go all the way down to the bottom, I also have this footer. So what I need to do next now is to customize this and really make it work for my own site. So let's start by finding out how we can replace this logo. So back over here on our site, if you want to make any changes to your header or your footer, you want to click here on this pencil icon. So I'm going to click on it. And this is going to open the builder. So now once the builder is open, we're going to get an option now to use the builder. So in this case here, I'm going to go into this first module. So I'm going to click here. And this now is going to take me into my image module. So if you have your own logo, this is where you want to click. And from your library here, this is where you can navigate and look for your logo. But if you don't have your logo here in your media library, you can upload it from your computer by coming over here to upload files, select files, and this will navigate through your library on your computer. So what I'm going to do for this example here is to just add a different logo. So I'm going to go and add this one here, click upload image. And now you can see I've just changed my logo. Now we can also do further tweaks here. So let's say you want to adjust the size. You can come over here to sizing and reduce the size a little bit if it's a bit too big. Okay, so that's just a minor tweak. So I'm going to save that. And I'm also going to come over here on the bottom and save. Now, the next thing you may want to take a look at is your menu. So if you want to make some changes to your menu, this is where you would go. So you'd come over here, click on this gear icon. And now you can click on this drop down and choose the menu that you would have created for your website. So in this case, I have main menu. So that's the one I am going to use. Now, let's say you want to change the colors of this background. So this is where you would come. You would click here on your section settings, go to background, and this is the current color that we have. So let's just make sure we copy this because we're going to revert back to this. Okay. So you can change it to whatever color you want. So you can see here, I've just added this yellow, but it is very easy to go in and change your colors. So let's say you prefer to have it pretty much like what we had. I'm just going to paste back my color here, just like that. And now we have that light gray. All right. So I'm going to go ahead now and save. Now, the next part we need to take a look at here is our social media links. So I'm going to come over here, click on this gear icon to go into my social media follow settings. So immediately what you need to do before you publish your site is to go in and add your URLs to the social media links. So I'm going to come over here, click on this gear icon, click on link, and this is where you want to add your Facebook link. And the same applies with all the other networks. So if you come over here to Twitter, you can go in, click on this link here, and you can change the link over here. Now, let's say you don't use Pinterest and you just want to get rid of it. All you have to do is to delete, or if you want to add another one, you can just click on this plus button, click on the drop down, and this will show you the rest of the social media networks that is supported. Okay, so pretty much that's how you go in and make all these changes. So let's say you want to change the colors of these icons. You want to come over here to design icon, and this is where you would change your colors. So you can see here, I've changed the Facebook one, and I can change different colors like that. But you know what? I'm not going to make any changes. So I'm just going to leave it as it is and just close out of here. But that is how you would change your colors. Next, let's take a look here at the button. So let's click here on this gear icon, and now we're in our button settings. So you can change the title of the button here. So right now it says let's collaborate. You can just go in and change the text of this button here. If you want to link it, you can just come over here and add your button URL. So I'm just going to add a blank link for now. Now let's say you want to customize the colors and match with the colors that you have for your company. This is where you'd come over here on design, click on button, and now you have used custom styles for button open. So this is where you'd add your background color. So let's say you want to change it. Now we have this red. So as you can see, it's very easy to go in and make your changes. All right, so I'm going to save that and save one more time. And then I'm just going to close out of here and make sure you click on save, because this will save everything that we've just done. So the same concept applies to the footer as well. So you can click here on this pencil icon. So now this takes us to our builder, but this time we are focusing on the footer. So this is where you can go in and make all your changes. So as you can see, these ones here are links. So if you click here on this gear icon, it takes us to this link here, and I can add my URL in here. So I'm just going to add a blank one again. And if you wanted to make further customizations to the button settings, you want to come over here to button, and then you can start making all your changes over here, just like what I did before. Okay, so we're going to save this. Now let's say you want to make changes to the word podcast there, because your situation may be different and it's not a podcast. You can just go in and start typing over this. But if you want to go in and make specific changes, you can just go into the module and make the changes that way. All right, so before I go back over here, in fact, let's go in and take a look at this. Okay. Now, as you can see here, I don't have access to actually select it because it has been positioned in place. So what I'm going to do now is to come all the way down here, and I'm going to click my layers. And here is where I can get everything. So if I click here on this drop down, I can go into my rows, and then in my columns here, I can pinpoint and directly go in and work on whatever module it is. And also the good thing about this layers view is when you hover over whatever element it is, it also shows you what you're about to edit. So here I can see that that's the word podcast. So I can just go in here and make changes to it. So you can see here the word podcast. I can just start editing it. Okay, so let's say you want to change the colors. You can come over here and you can go into the settings. So let's say you want to use a totally different color like that. You can just change it, go in and even adjust it further like that. Okay, so that's how easy it is. I'm going to save that. Next, I'm going to go into my email opt-in. So I'm going to click here. So with my email opt-in now, same thing. I can change the text here, which says join my newsletter, into whatever it is I want. And I can also change the button text here. So currently, it says subscribe. I can change this to download. And as you can see, it's very easy to go in and make some changes to this. So you can even go further and go to the email account and link this to your email account. So we have quite a lot to choose from here. We have Aweber, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, and so on. So this is where you would go in and choose it. Okay, so that's our email opt-in. So I'm going to go ahead now and save. Now, another thing that you may want to do here is to perhaps play around with the colors. So let's say you want to change the colors of the footer bar. You can just click here on the section settings, go to background, and you can add your colors like that. But of course, that one doesn't work. So yeah, I guess this red could work. But anyway, this is where you would change your colors. Let's save that. And let's say you want to change colors to this main footer area. Again, you would come over here, click on background, and this is where you would make changes to your colors, just like that. So it is very, very easy to use, but I'm just going to revert back to my old color, save that. All right, so pretty much this is how you go in and make changes to this. So I'm going to save and then close out of here, save all changes. So what we've done here is we've added the header and the footer, and I've shown you how to go in and make changes to this. So now let's say you want to have a specific page which has the header and the footer. You can just add your pages as normal by coming over here to pages, click on add new, and all the pages you're going to add on your site are going to have this header and footer, because this is how it is applying to the whole website. So let's go in and let's take a look. So I'm going to click here on add new to add a new page, and I'm just going to call this podcast. So to save me a lot of time, I'm going to come over here to choose pre-made layout, and I'm going to look for influencer. So here we go. We have a few here. So this is the influencer homepage. So I'm going to go in and add this one right here. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to use this layout. Okay, so my page has been loaded now. So now I can publish it. But of course, if you want to go in and replace these images with your images, you're free to do so. You can just go in and change these. That includes the text. It also includes the background colors and also the titles and everything on this page. All right, so now that I have this, I'm going to exit the Visual Builder here and view the page. Okay, so here is our final page. So we have our footer in place, and we also have our header in place. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and do follow us on our social media platforms. By doing so, you'll be notified every time we release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.